Welcome back. Sorry, just trying to make sure all my settings are in order. Yep, good to go. Hang on. Oh, righty. It is finally here. It is. Division 1, World's Most Hideous Dog Tournament 2024. Yeah. 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 We're here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, I am Gore the Dog Butcher with another Worthless Mutt, but in today's installment, a little different. We're going to be having a Hideous Dog Tournament. Only 64 hideous dogs have qualified to take part in this tournament. I split it up into two divisions, Division 1 and Division 2. The way we're going to be doing this is we're going to be scoring. It's going to be 1v1. So one dog versus another dog. It's elimination. These are the criteria. Deformity, you get 1 point. Creepiness, you get 2 points. So-called fur, if it looks, weird or maybe, I don't want to give it away now, but if it looks awkward or different, you get 3 points. I forgot to put it up, but if, let's say, there's a tie and I just can't decide, I will be flipping a coin on Google to decide who is moving on in the tournament. This is going to be, no doubt, going to be a fun little tournament. We get to look at these hideous dogs, and the first time ever, put them in a hideous dog tournament. Again, maybe someone has done this before. I don't know, but I'm going to say this is the first time ever that there's an actual hideous dog tournament. Let's get started. We got to get started. So again, it's going to be 1v1 knockout. We're going to be absorbing them, taking our time. This may be a 3-hour stream. If it is what it is. But anyways, another thing, the winner, the winner is going to receive this 2024 World's Hideous Worthless Mutt Champion trophy, and this is the trophy that they're going to be receiving, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. These worthless, whoever's the hideous dog, they're gonna receiving this hideous trophy. That being said, without any further ado, we're gonna get started. We are gonna get started. Yeah. First up, let's give it up for the Blue Tick Coonhound versus the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. First up, let's observe. So again, the score again. Deformity. This dog has a little droopy face, weird hanging ears, like, and a little bit creepy. Some of these dogs, again, some dogs look kind of the same, a little bit creepy. Its colors are, kind of makes it more creepy as well. As for the Cavalier King's Charles Spaniel, this one is a very murked, hideous dog. It has such like a weird face. In terms of deformity, it looks very deformed. It's just, it just looks weird. It just looks like a mutant. Like, this doesn't look proper. So between the Blue Tick Coonhound and the Cavalier King's Charles Spaniel. Who would I say will win the deformity point? I will give the deformity point to Charles Spaniel. As for creepiness, I'll give it to this one. And as for worthless fur, so-called fur, this thing doesn't even have fur, so what good are you? This thing has its weird fur. I'm pretty sure this one like sheds a lot, and it's really worthless. I would give the so-called fur, worthless fur, would go to. I'm gonna give it to. I'm sorry. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. This one looks so deformed. I'm gonna give it to. Since this fur is so worthless, I'm sorry. Blue Tick Coonhound is going to advance, and the Cavalier King's Charles Spaniel has been eliminated from competition. Let's give a little round of applause for that hideous worthless mutt that has been eliminated. All right, off to the next. Next two. Blue Tick Hound, you are good. I'll keep you here for now. Next two, we have the Commandor versus the Napoleon Mastiff. For deformity, easily for deformity, the Napoleon Mastiff will get the point. Easily. Look at this thing. Easily. If you can see it on the thing. This thing is deformed. Creepiness, still going to give it to the Napoleon Mastiff. Very creepy looking thing. Its skin, not even its skin likes. Look at its skin. It's like, I don't know, it's like dried chocolate. It's like, if you have ice cream and, you're outside and the ice cream melts on the floor, it dries up. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. As for worthless fur, obviously this thing. It looks like a mop. Looks like a mop. And what is that for? Why are you looking like a mop for? Like, does looking like a mop help this thing in nature, in the wild? Of course not. It would not. Because it looks like I bet this thing can barely even run with this thing. It's going to hold it back. It's going to run very slow. It's going to leave dander and fur all over the place so other predators can catch it. So yeah, its fur is very worthless. So the Commandor, you have been eliminated. Napoleon Mastiff has advanced to the next round. So let's give a hand for that. All right. Next two, we have the Pug going up against the it's like a French name, Dog de Brodeur. So just like the other dog, the Napoleon Mastiff, this thing looks very deformed. The Pug, I always thought this thing was very ugly as well. But no doubt that this thing has a much more deformed face. No, I'm not denying that this thing is hideous, but this face is way more deformed. Look at it. It's all wrinkled up. Like, you can like draw like a marker on it to get your way out of its face. That's what its face looks like, a maze. So for deformity, I'll give it to the Dog de Bordeaux. For creepiness, no doubt, I'm gonna give it to the Pug, because this thing looks like a hot pan face. And look at this thing. This thing looks creepy, man. This thing looks creepy as heck. And some of them really have these wide, long, big ass eyes that stick out of their heads, and some of them may look normal. So creepiness, the Pug gets the 2 points. Deformity, this guy gets 1. And as for worthless fur, both of them look like they have worthless fur. The one that I think would probably shed the most, I probably think this one would probably shed the most. So it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. So you know what? I'm going to flip a coin. Google coin flip. We're gonna flip a coin here, ladies and gentlemen. We are flipping a coin. I need an intro for coin flip. Yeah, time for a coin flip, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be our coin. I want to get extra with this one. Isn't it possible? So I could, like, you know what? No. I want a different coin. I know I'm being picky, but I want a better coin than that. Bear with me, people. Please bear with me. I just want a better coin than that. Oh, come on. Here we are. This looks a little better. Can't really change it, but it is what it is. All right. Heads is for the Pug. We're going to flip 3 times out of 2. 2 out of 3 times. First has to get 2 heads or 2 tails to win. Pug is heads. The Dog Bordeaux is tails. So flipping. Pug has 1. Pug just needs 1 more to advance. Oh, tie game. 1-1. Winner takes all. Whoever gets second. And we flip. Pug is going to advance. The Dog de, I don't know, this Worthless Mutt has been eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. The Dog de whatever has been eliminated from competition. The Pug has moved on. I'm not going to do applause for every round, but if you want to give a little applause for that, applause. Next up, we have sorry, things are going slow again, like always. We have so just wait things to load up now. Yes, always happens when I'm live. When I'm live, everything just goes so slow all of a sudden. It is. So if anything, if I have to stop streaming live, I'll do this I'll do this regularly on live. Everything was so smooth before, and now come on. 1 second. Oh, I can't do that. Why are you doing this to me? So if this persists on like this, I am definitely going to do this off live. So we have the Bull Mastiff versus the Labrador Retriever. And side note, this thing looks just like a bigger version of the pug. That's the pug. And that's the Bull Mastiff. It's like a bigger version. Again, a lot of these dogs look exactly the same. Some different characteristics, but they look exactly the same. But anyway, we have the Bull Mastiff or the Bull Massive Beep versus this creepy dog right here. For deformity, no doubt, I'll give it to the Bull Mastiff. Very creepy looking thing. It's just like the hot pan face. Has that burnt, like a burnt face here. Like, why does this thing look so burnt? And the rest of its whole body looks a different color. Like, what's the point of that? So Bull Mastiff will take a point for deformity. As for creepiness, no doubt the Labrador. Some Labradors just look so creepy. They look so creepy. This looks creepy. Creepy little looking dog. Like, imagine just waking up and you see this thing staring at you like this. You'd be creeped. Everyone would be creeped out. You'd be creeped out. So yeah, Labrador gets the point for creepiness. And as for worthless fur, at least this thing has fur. Obviously, it's probably going to shed a lot, but this thing doesn't even have fur. So when it's cold, how does this thing supposed to protect itself in the cold? So I have to give it to this one because it's hideous. It's also deformed, and its fur is pretty worthless. So Labradors have been eliminated. The Bull Mastiff will be moving on. Alright, next up we have the Basset Hound and the Bavarian Mountain Scent Hound. No doubt, as for deformity, is the Basset Hound. Its droopy ears, droopy looking face, its mouth is drooping, its skin is drooping away from its eyes. You know, it makes the dog look sad, just because of the way its skin is drooping. That's why it looks like this. If its skin wasn't so droopy, it wouldn't look like it's sad, or wouldn't look like this. But its skin is just droopy, loose skin. Its ears, its face is just deformed. So yeah, the Basset Hound, no doubt, gets the point for deformity. As for creepy, again, these dogs look just like a Labrador or the other breeds we went over. But as for creepy, I think I would definitely go with the Basset Hound. And as for worthless fur, even though this thing looks like it doesn't even have fur, the skin and fur all kind of go together. Again, like, why? Like, what's the purpose of its skin drooping or fur drooping like this? It doesn't make sense. So in a sweep, the Basset Hound is moving on, and the Bavarian Mountain Scent Mutt has been eliminated from competition. Alright, next two. Got the Saint Bernard versus the Japanese Chin. That's the Japanese Chin, Saint Bernard. So for deformity, no doubt, I would give it to Saint Bernard. It just, again, the droopy face. I don't get. I don't get the droopy face, the weird looking mouth. With their nasty mouths open. Look at this thing. It's hideous. It's hideous. In terms of creepiness, this thing looks like, I don't know, like it's been inbreeded or something, or like something went wrong when this thing was, you know, being bred or whatever. Like something went wrong. In terms of creepiness, I still would probably give it to this one. Just has a load of ugly. I've actually seen this dog in real life, and these dogs are way uglier in real life. So I'm gonna give it to this dog. In terms of worthless fur, no doubt both of them look like they have a little bit of thick fur. This thing would probably look like it may shed more, maybe. Worthless fur. I think this thing would. I think this thing does well in the winter, maybe. So in terms of worthlessness, of worthless fur, obviously this thing could not survive in winter or any cold for too long. So this thing has the worthless fur, but no doubt, nevertheless, the Saint Bernard is advancing, and the Japanese Chin has been eliminated from the Hideous Dog Tournament. So Japanese Chin, goodbye. Let's give a good round of applause for our contestants so far. All right, next up. Wait, I did this one already. Never mind. Not this one. King Croso. Not this one. I already did this hideous one. All right, you have the Cane Corso, one of the dogs known for attacking people, versus the Hanoverian Scent Hound. In terms of deformity, no doubt I'll give it to the Cane Corso. In terms of creepiness, I'll say creepiness. This dog, I don't know, like dogs that look like this just creep me out the most. So this Scent Hound again gets the 2 points for being creepy, and for worthless fur, both of them really have short, worthless fur. This thing is known for hunting. I think and this one's known for attacking. So when you're attacking, you really don't really need fur to attack. But in terms of hunting other innocent animals, whether it's cold or hot, you need some kind of fur to protect you from the cold or weather. And obviously, this thing is most likely a hunting dog. They use these things to hunt innocent animals. Since this thing is going to be outside more, it has to have, good enough fur. But I don't think this thing could last long out in the cold. Therefore, the worthless fur, I'm going to give the point to... I'm going to give it to the King Corso. So that means it's the King Corso. Yeah. King Corso is going to advance, and this worthless mutt has been eliminated. Alrighty. Next two. We have the Peking Geese, maybe, versus the Cocker Spaniel, another dog with a murked up face. This one looks very, excuse my language, but this one looks very retarded. As for this one, it also looks kind of retarded with its, I don't know, weird looking nose or snout. So in terms of deformity, I think is most deformed. I'm going to go with the Cocker Spaniel. As for creepiness, I'm also going to go with the Cocker Spaniel for creepiness as well, because this thing just, it's just, it looks retarded. It looks retarded. And as for Worthless Fur, both of them have like long fur, so they're going to be shedding a lot, causing a lot of problems everywhere. But no doubt, for the sweep, I'm going to say the Cocker Spaniel is the most hideous of these two. So the Peking Geese is eliminated, and the Cocker Spaniel has advanced. All right, next two, we have Bulldog versus Bulldog. So we have the French Bulldog versus the Bulldog. In terms of deformity, I'm going to say it's a tie. They look very similar. Very similar. This one is just more bloated than the other. But I'll give deformity for both because they're just equally hideous. This one edges it, but still, this one it's deformed. It's also creepy, so this one will also get the creepy point. For Worthless Fur, Worthless Fur. I'm gonna go with the Bulldog, because this thing also has, depending on the ones, I guess depending on the Bulldog, some of them have droopy skin, and like this one. So there's a droopy little extra loose skin as well. I'm going to say that this regular Bulldog will take the point. That means, ladies and gentlemen, that means we are going for a coin toss. So it's time for a coin toss. Time for a coin toss. Regular Bulldog will get the heads. The French Bulldog will be tails. You got to win 2 games out of 3. First flip. Tails for the French Bulldog. French Bulldog needs 1 more tails to win. French Bulldog with 2 tails. That means the regular Bulldog has been eliminated from the Hideous Dog tournament, and the French Bulldog has advanced. Next up, we have the Chow Chow versus the Chihuahua. We have one big dog and versus a tiny looking midget dog. So we have the Chow Chow and the Chihuahua. In terms of deformity, we have this small little thing here, like a little rat dog. And we know how these things behave. It's not so much on behavior for this competition. It's more just how they look, and like what uses do their looks have for when they're in nature, in the wild. In terms of deformity, and if you look at them, like which one of these could survive in the wild? If you want to go by deformity in the wild, obviously the Chow Chow will probably do a lot better than the Chihuahua. But in terms of like actual generalizing deformity, the Chow Chow looks the most deformed. Look at this thing. It looks like a excuse my language, a retarded lion. That's what it looks like. And like why is its like skin covering its eyes like this? Like, why does it look like this? Why does it have so much loose skin? So, Chow Chow gets the point for deformity. As for creepiness, I'm going to have to give it to the Chihuahua. Because some of them just look like, creepy demons. Especially when they're angry. Like, something like this. Especially when they're angry. They look very creepy. So, I'm going to give the Chihuahua terms of worthless fur, the Chihuahua as well, because again, these things are tiny, and their fur is basically worthless. They're gonna get cold and hot really fast because again, they're worthless. So that means even though the Chow Chow is the most deformed, the most hideous of them all, in terms of creepiness and worthless fur, is a Chihuahua. So that means in an upset, this is an upset. Wait, we need a sound for upset. We need a sound for upset. In terms of an upset, in terms of an upset, the Chihuahua has upset the Chow Chow. The Chow Chow has been eliminated for the crown to be the most hideous dog in the world. Chow Chow is eliminated. The Chihuahua has advanced. Next up, we have the Mastiff, another massive beep, versus the Dargo Argentino, a dog known for being ruthless and able to attack and kill victims. So this is the Mastiff, and this is the Hideous Dargo Argentino. I think they're most commonly in like South America, but you'll find them in other places, obviously. In terms of deformity, I will go, this one's hideous, no doubt. In terms of deformity, the Mastiff has to get it. Because again, it's this burnt face. I don't understand why this thing has like such a burnt face. Like, what is the purpose of having a burnt face like this? So in terms of deformity, the Mastiff will take it. And creepiness, I gotta give it to our Dargo Argentino. Once you see this thing, you immediately think that this thing is gonna maul you to death. No doubt this thing too, but when you look at this thing, like, you know, once you see this thing, you're dead. Just like looking at it, you feel like you're dead already. You feel like this thing has already mauled out your soul. So creepiness, Dargo Argentino will get that point in terms of worthless fur. Again, this thing has a lot of droopy skin. This thing not so much, but it's just doesn't have any fur though. It's worthless. Its fur is worthless. So I would have to give it to, I mean, at least this thing looks like it has some fur, but this thing is like nothing there. So I'm gonna give the point to the Dargo Argentino. That means the massive beep has been eliminated. Alrighty, moving to the Broholmer versus the Boil. Again, a lot of these dogs looks very similar. They look very similar. Again, with a hot pan face here. This one looks like a creepy looking Labrador dog. In terms of deformity, I'll give it to this one. In terms of creepiness, I will give it to creepy. This one, yeah, so fine. Yeah, this one will take the creepiness. In terms of worthless fur, I'm pretty sure both their furs are worthless, so that means we're gonna let the coin decide who is moving on. All right, tails is going to be for the bro, and the heads are going to be for the boar. So bro is tails. Hope I don't forget because their names are so similar a little bit. Bro is tails, Boyle is heads. So first flip, Boyle takes the first, has another one to advance, and Boyle won two flips. That means this one will advance, and this bro, the worthless bro, has been eliminated. Alrighty, we got the Dalmatian versus the Leon Burger. Leon Burger. In terms of deformity, I will say, I want to say it's a tie. I want to say it's a tie. But creepiness, Dalmatian is by far a creepy looking dog. If you're looking like a Labrador, you're gonna look creepy to me. Like, you're really gonna look creepy. And this looks very similar to a lab. Is it a lab? I don't know. I really don't care. But this is very creepy. In terms of worthless fur, this thing at least has fur, so the thing might actually do well in the winter. While this one has none, like barely anything. So you know, it wasn't for that movie 101 Dalmatians, these dogs would not be seen as so popular. But no doubt, I'm going to give it to Dalmatians. The Dalmatians will advance because creepy looking dog, and they have worthless fur. Leon Burger, you have been eliminated from the tournament. Dalmatian has advanced. Alrighty. Next up, we have another mop dog versus a Boston Terrier. In terms of deformity, I already did a mop before for a different type of dog breed. In terms of deformity, I'm going to say I'm going to give it to the mop this time. This mop's going to get it. I mean, why is it a mop? Like, why? How do you get a mop as a dog? Like, how do you get a mop head to be a dog? I don't know. No doubt this thing is creepy looking as well. So in terms of creepy, Boston Terrier gets it, because when you see these dogs, they're just like boxers, always moving around, running around, like making people uncomfortable. I remember I used to be at a park, used to play ball, and there's a house next door, and all the time this dog would get loose and run around the park and just make people uncomfortable. But yeah, in terms of worthless fur, this thing barely has any fur, so you're gonna freeze in the winter. But this thing, even though it's a mop and its fur is kind of like weird, I'm gonna let the pulley advance, and the Boston Terrier, you have been eliminated from competition. Pulley has advanced. Let's give a good round of applause for our those that have advanced so far. All right. We got the Akita versus the Golden Retriever. Golden Retrievers creep me out. In terms of creepiness, I'll do deformity first. Deformity first. In terms of deformity, I will say the Golden Retriever, because these things have like weird mouths. Their mouths are so drooping and open, and like the mouths are so droopy open. Like why is it like that? And some of them you look so creepy. So in terms of creepy, Golden Retriever as well, because some of them look very creepy. This one looks creepy. This one looks this one looks demonically creepy. They're creepy looking dogs. Like this one looks creepy. This thing looks very creepy. It's so creepy, man. In terms of worthless fur, This thing has some, I guess. This one's fur looks a lot warmer than this one. This one is also, obviously this fur is worthless as well. In terms of worthless fur, I would say the golden retriever has the worthless fur. This one I think could actually do a little bit well in the winter. Maybe not for long, but these things cannot survive in the winter. These can't even survive in the summer. So Akita, you have been eliminated. The golden retriever, no doubt, has advanced. All right, in the first round, last two of the first round, we have the Beddington Terrier versus the Irish. I should call it Irish Waist Spaniel, because no dog should be named after something so pure and elegant like water. In terms of deformity, this one looks just like the either Bull or English Terrier dog, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's come from the same line or whatever. This one no doubt looks deformed. Look at its face. Like it looks weird. It looks weird. This looks weird, man. This looks so weird. Why is its eyes so like this? And like it looks weird. So in terms of its head and its eyes and its disgusting mouth, no doubt the Beddington deformity. In terms of deformity, this one isn't as bad as the other one. So point, Beddington gets the first point for being deformed. Creepiness, Beddington again. In terms of worthless fur, it looks similar to an extent. I think they're both worthless. So I'll probably say a tie in a way. But no doubt the Beddington looks very creepy. So the Beddington will advance. The Irish Waist Spaniel has been eliminated from the tournament. It is now time for round 2 of Division 1. We're going to keep going to this round, then we're going to take a break after this round. If this, what are we doing for time? We're at the 42-minute mark. If this takes 3 hours, 4 hours, so be it. But it is now time for round 2. The world's most hideous. Wait. Round 2, the world's most hideous dog. Yeah. Round number 2. And let's give a good hand for our hideous dogs that have advanced so far. All right. Who's up first? We have the Blue Tick Coonhound. This time, going up against this one. In terms of deformity, easily the Massive Beep. In terms of creepiness, creepiness. In terms of creepiness, I'm sorry, I gotta give it to this one. This thing this isn't just awfully creepy and deformed, and that means worthless fur. This thing doesn't even have any fur. While this one, you know, it has its skin can give it some protection in the winter, I guess. No doubt when it's running, it looks ridiculous. So in terms of worthless fur being worthless, skin fur being worthless, no doubt in a sweep. The Napoleon Massive Beep has advanced. The Blue Tick Coonhound has been eliminated from the competition. The Pug versus the Bull Massive Beep. Again, very similar dogs, very similar. One's bigger, one is smaller. In terms of deformity, though, I'm gonna give it to the pug, as deformed. In terms of creepiness, I have to give it to the pug. Yeah, I'll give it to the pug. Creepiness, pug as well. In terms of worthless fur, both of them have like loose, disgusting, worthless fur to an extent. I'll say this one has the blue. Its fur is probably the most worthless, because it's supposed to be an attacking dog, I guess. It's a toss-up. I'll say it's even. So overall, in terms of deformity being the most hideous, I guess, out of the both of them, I'll have to give it to the pug. The pug will advance, and the blue massive beep has been eliminated. Even though they look very similar, one is bigger, one is smaller. Nevertheless, the pug is no doubtly uglier than the two. We have the Basset Hound going up against the Saint Bernard. In terms of deformity, I will give it to the Basset Hound. It's just, creepiness. No, in terms of deformity, I'll give it to both. Both of them gets it. Creepiness, though, I'm gonna give it to the Saint Bernard. And again, I've seen these things in real life, and it's just, it's like, worse in real life. In terms of worthless fur, it's this fur again. It's always hanging down. Pretty sure these things can still run with. Look at this dumb thing. Pretty sure these things can still run with its fur. Therefore, in terms of worthless fur, gonna have to give it to the Basset Hound, because this thing could probably barely even run with its loose, nasty skin. So Basset Hound would advance, and Saint Bernard has been eliminated from the tournament. We have the Cane Corso versus the Cocker Spaniel. In terms of deformity, I'm going to give it to, I'll say the Cocker Spaniel's deformed, because these things just look so murked. They look murked, especially this one. It looks murked. It looks murked with this worthless hanging ears. Like, real animals, their ears don't just hang like this for no reason. And if there is, it has a functioning. It has a purpose. But these things, they don't have no purpose. In terms of creepiness, no doubt, I'll probably give it to the King Corso. In terms of worthless fur, this thing is going to be shedding like crazy. This thing just barely has any fur. So in terms of worthless fur, Cocker Spaniel, deformity, this one, creepiness. No doubt the King Corso. Imagine waking up with this thing. So, Cocker Spaniel will advance. The King Corso has been eliminated. Probably a fan favorite has been eliminated. But now it comes down to the French Bulldog versus the Chihuahua. In terms of deformity, I'll give it to French Bulldog. Creepiness, some of these things do look very creepy. In terms of creepiness, I will edge it to the French Bulldog as well. And the worthless fur, things don't even have any fur. So, and these things, I guess, depending on the type of Chihuahua, they have fur. So it's pretty much a tie game right here. So this one won in deformity and creepiness, so that's 3 points. This one has, technically this one has the worthless fur. So technically, its fur is probably more worthless. But again, this thing will not be able to survive in the winter. So it's gonna be a tie. That means it's a tie. That means we're gonna be flipping a coin. Yeah. French Bulldog will be heads. Chihuahua is tails. First flip must win 2 out of 3 tails. That is the Chihuahua. So Chihuahua has 1. Chihuahua just needs 1 more to advance. So French Bulldog with heads. Oh, I always said that right. Nevertheless, it's tie game. It's tie game right here. Chihuahua is going to be tails. French Bulldog is heads. French Bulldog is heads. Chihuahua is tails. And the winner, French Bulldog, will advance. And the Chihuahua has been eliminated. No more ankle biting for you. Next up, we have the Dogo Argentino versus the Boro Boyel. In terms of deformity, I will give it to this one. I'm not understanding this burnt face thing. I'm not understanding it at all. And its mouth is all drooping down. Like, what is the point of this? Like, why is it doing this? Why is it so wrinkly like this? Like, what is the functioning? So, in terms of creepiness, deformity, the Boyle will take deformity. In terms of creepiness, I'll give it to Argentino, because looking at this thing, you think this thing wants to rip you apart. In terms of worthless fur, again, I'm not understanding why it's hanging down like this. This thing doesn't even have any fur as well. So in terms of worthless fur, this thing doesn't have any fur. I'm going to give it to the Dogo Argentino. So we're going to flip a coin again, because it's close. It's close. Very close. Time to flip the coin, yo. Dogo Argentino is heads, and I'll call it the Boar Dog is going to be tails. First flip, Dogo has heads, just needs 1 more to advance. And the Dogo Argentino will advance, while this Boyel Mutt has been eliminated. Alright, we have the Dalmatian versus this Mop. In terms of deformity, the Mop will win it, no doubt. Creepiness, I'm going to give it to the Dalmatian. In terms of worthless fur, again, I'm not getting this Mop thing. Like, I'm not understanding this Mop thing. But this thing doesn't even have any fur, though. You look at it again, winter. Could this thing survive in winter? Nope. But this thing probably can. So in terms of fur being very worthless, I will give it to the Dalmatian. So close, though. It's close. I might have to flip another coin. I might have to flip a coin. In terms of deformity, this is 1. Creepiness, this one gets 2. In terms of fur being very worthless, like very worthless, this thing will not survive in the winter. While this thing probably could for maybe 10 minutes. I think I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it. I have to flip it. Heads is Dalmatian, and tails is the Mop Dog. Mop Dog with tails needs 1 more to advance. Dalmatian has heads, so either or, 1 more flip will decide who's moving on. And the winner is the Mop Dog. So the Dalmatian, even though you're very creepy, you have been eliminated from the competition. Alright, finals for this round comes down to the Golden Retriever versus the Beddington. In terms of deformity, and giving it to the Beddington, this thing looks very creepy looking. In terms of creepiness, golden retriever they just creep me out. It's a tie. I'll say it's a tie. This thing also looks very creepy as well, but golden retrievers have always creeped me out the most. So I'll give it to golden retriever. In terms of worthless fur, what's going on here? In terms of worthless fur, at least this thing has fur that could probably protect itself in the winter for maybe 5 minutes. But this one's fur this one looks warmer though. This fur looks warmer than this. So in terms of fur being actually worthless, I'll give it to the golden retriever. So deformity 1, creepiness 2. So that means the golden retriever will advance, and the Beddington Terrorizer has been eliminated. No doubt this is probably a fan favorite because it looks very creepy looking, very deformed, very hideous. But the golden retriever has advanced. It is now time for round 3. I am going to take a short little break for maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, just to get something to drink. And I'll be back to continue with world's most hideous dogs. Alrighty. We are back. Let's turn this music down. We are back for another one. For the third round. This is the third round. Let's get to it. First up, we have... the Napoleon Massive Beep going against the Pug. In terms of deformity, Napoleon Massive Beep will win it. Creepiness, I gotta give it to the Pug. Worthless Fur, I'm not getting this droopiness. While this thing has a little bit of droopiness, but it's creepy overall. But Napoleon versus Pug, though, creepy looking dog. But this is I want to say tie in terms of creepiness. This one was a deformity. In terms of Worthless Fur, I gotta give it to Napoleon Massive Beep, because this is disgusting. This is disgusting, and right now, this is a prospect. The Napoleon Mastiff is looking like it's gonna just sweep through this competition, but we'll see. I'm sorry, but the Pug, you have been eliminated from the tournament. Even though you creep me out and you look hideous, you're just not hideous enough to win. All right, we have the Basset Hound versus the Cocker Spaniel. In terms of deformity, I'll give it to the Basset Hound. Creepiness, I'll give it to the Cocker Spaniel. In terms of worthless fur, which fur do I think is the most worthless? This thing, I don't think this thing can survive in the winter. Its fur looks too thin and worthless. Even though this one doesn't really have fur, but it looks a lot thicker. I don't know, this one just its skin or whatever looks a lot more thicker than this one. In terms of worthless fur or skin, I mean, this thing's all droopy and whatnot. I have to... This one looks murked, but the Basset Hound is going to move on. The Cocker Spaniel has been eliminated from the tournament. I forgot to do something. Let's give a round of applause for our round 3 contestants so far. All right, next up we have the French Bulldog versus the Dargo Argentino. I don't really have a nickname for this dog yet. So we have the French Bulldog versus the Dargo Argentino. In terms of deformity, I gotta give it to the French Bulldog. In terms of creepiness, Dargo, this thing just looks, again, it looks like it wants to just rip you apart. You just look at this thing, you immediately think this thing is gonna just kill you. You know they're gonna do it. You know these things do attack quite a bit. Creepiness, Dargo Argentino. In terms of worthless fur, this thing doesn't even look like it even has fur. Like what is this? Is this even fur? Like, what is this? Like, what is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. So in terms of worthless fur, this thing actually looks like it has fur. In terms of worthless fur, I'm gonna have to say Dargo Argentino has the most worthless fur. That means the French Bulldog has been eliminated from the competition. All right, last two of this round, we have the Mop versus the Golden Retriever. In terms of deformity, I got to give it to the Mop. Mop just, again, looks very deformed. Creepiness, Golden Retriever, again, looks very creepy to me. In terms of worthless fur, which one's the most worthless of the two? Again, at least this one could probably stay warm in the winter. I always look at the winter. Probably can do very well with its Mop. In terms of Worthless fur for this one. Looks very thin. This thing would not last long in winter. So the mop was like one of the fan favorites, but this thing is very creepy looking. So since its creepiness like overshadows being a mop in a way, because its fur might be useful. It comes down to the fur being worthless, so this fur is very worthless. So I'm sorry, Moppy, you have been eliminated. It is now down to the final 4. It is now down to the final 4. Hope this sounds good. Sounds good. It is now down to the final 4. Dun 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 dun. First up in the final 4. Napoleon Mastiff versus the Basset Hound. It comes down to this. Ooh, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. In terms of deformity, I'm gonna give it to. It's close. But pictures like this, you know, it just says, yo, this is so deformed. I'm gonna give it to the Napoleon Massive Beep. In terms of creepiness, I'm gonna edge it to. I gotta edge it to the Basset Hound. This thing is just. I'm gonna say tie. I'm gonna say it's a tie because this thing just looks. And in terms of worthless fur, both of them have like droopy fur or skin, but this thing is another thing coming for it. So yeah, I will. Whew, man, should I flip for it? Should I flip for it, man? It is so close. I'm gonna say deform. It's the Massive Beep. Creepiness, it's kind of a tie-ish, but this kind of edges more. Worthless fur, this one, I'm sorry, but the Basset Hound, you have been eliminated. Napoleon Mastiff has advanced. Now it comes down to this semi-finals. Dargo Argentino, Golden Retriever. Creepiness, deformity. I'll say Dargo is way more deformed. It just, ugly ass, hideous thing. Creepiness, obviously Golden Retriever. These things just creep me out. They look very, very creepy. Look at it. This thing looks creepy. It looks like it has like a demon in it, man. It's like, or nothing in, like, oh, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So in terms of worthless fur, this thing doesn't even have any fur. Well, this thing has fur, but it looks very worthless. So why even have fur if it's worthless? I think I'm gonna flip for it. We're gonna flip for it, ladies and gentlemen, because this thing doesn't have fur. So it's like, okay, this thing has fur, but the fur is worthless, and it's very messy though. So we are going to flip for it. Yeah. All right, we're going to do Dargo is going to be tails. Golden Retriever is heads. Dargo tails. Golden Retriever heads. First flip. Heads. Golden Retriever has 1. The Golden Retriever just needs 1 more to advance. And, tie game. So, tails, Dargo. Heads, Golden Retriever. And who will be advancing to the finals of Division 1? It is going to be the Golden Retriever. Golden Retriever has edged out the Dargo Argentino. Dargo Argentino has been eliminated. Golden Retriever has advanced. And it comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. That was not a good sound. I need a better sound than that. It comes down to this. Napoleon Massive Beep versus the Golden Retriever. Should call it the Golden Creepier. Yeah. First, I gotta get need like a championship sound going. Championship. Like a championship sound. No. That's not gonna work. Alright, I don't know how this one's gonna sound, but I'm gonna... One second. I'm gonna mute for a second. Alright, I think we got our sound. It comes down to this. The finals of Division 1 in the world's most hideous dog tournament, Division 1 2024, comes down to a creepy dog versus a very deformed dog. It's going to come down to this. Again, we're going it based on dog versus dog. Whatever happened in the past is in the past, but it comes down to the Napoleon Mastiff and the Golden Retriever right now at this very moment. Who is going to advance to the finals? Who is going to advance? In terms of deformity, I want to make this. I want to make. You know what? I have a better idea. I have... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I was thinking of playing... I was playing, like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, but... probably going to get copyright strike for that. Alright, in terms of deformity, Mastiff, Golden Retriever, creepiness, Mastiff or Golden Retriever, worthless fur, Golden Retriever, or the Mastiff. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of deformity, I'm going to give it to the Massive Beep. In terms of being creepy, I'm going to be giving it to the Golden Creepier. In terms of worthless fur, it comes down to this. As we can see, its fur is hanging and it's just droopy. It's just despicable. This thing can barely run, depending on the dog. It can barely run, and it's salivating. It's disgusting. That's disgusting. It is disgusting. In terms of worthless fur, though, the Golden Retriever has fur, but I don't think this thing does it any good. I have 20 seconds to decide who I'm going to pick to win in Division 1. Comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Who do I think is the most hideous between the Golden Retriever and the Napoleon Mastiff? Who is the most hideous? Ladies and gentlemen, I have come to my decision. Division 1, the most hideous dog of Division 1, goes to the Napoleon Massive Beep. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of Division 1 of the world's most hideous dog is the Napoleon Massive Beep. Wait, I need my Massive Beep. Here is your champion of Division 1. And they are rewarded with the Napoleon Massif has been rewarded with the trophy. I'm going to excuse my. I want to. How am I going to do this? The tournament. And I need to go score. There you have it. The Napoleon Massive Beep is the winner of Division 1. So right now, it is going to hold on to this trophy. But that doesn't mean it's the most hideous dog of 2024. We still have 32 more dogs ready to duke it out for the cup, for the title of being the world's hideous, worthless mutt. But right now we're going to let the Napoleon Mastiff Beep hold on to the title. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for Division 1. I'll be back for Division 2 probably tomorrow. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this show. This is Agor, the Dog Butcher, with another Worthless Mutts. And please remember that it is okay to hate dogs. Thank you for joining me.